Welcome back to the Midnight Mirage School of Higher Learning. The Dark Face of the Handsome Prince, Volume 2. Where in these series of tapes, I'll talk about some of the dark things that come with success. Being a young so-called black man, and some of the attributes I think that you're going to need to adopt and implement in your own personal life. So when you do get to your success, whatever that is in your personal life, then not only can you obtain it, but you can sustain it. And you can continue to have it throughout the duration of your own lifespan. And when it is time for you to transition, you can leave it as an inheritance to the people in your family and those closely associated with you that you love and care for. What I want to talk about in this tape is something a lot of you young brothers need to understand. Very, very important. One of the dark things of success that come with success is what I like to call the law of the seesaw. I want you to think back when you were a child and you were in the playground and they had the toy or the mechanism called the seesaw. And it is a device where two children are on it, but when they're on the seesaw, only one can be up while the other one is down. So it's rare you go into a playground and you see a seesaw in this balance where the children are balanced and they're equal. Typically, you're going to see them seesawing up and down. And the way it operates, as I said before, when somebody is at the zenith or at the highest point, another person is at the lowest point. So in life, when you're on this journey and you actually get to your destination at some point, it's going to be all good for you. Yes, you did make it. The things that you were responsible and accountable for, obviously you were consistent at it. You took it serious. And it actually materialized and manifested into something good and relevant and favorable for you and yours. So congratulations and kudos to you. But what I got to tell you is that just because you are now that new realm of success does not mean that everything around you is. Okay? And as a matter of fact, while you're going up the mountain of success, someone else is coming down it. So part of the things of being, part of the dark face of the handsome prince is you will have those moments where, you may be with that family that you work so hard to create for yourself one day. You may be riding down the street in your Lamborghini truck, whatever your favorite color is. Maybe it's a smoke gray. That's just how my swag is. Maybe in your smoke gray Lamborghini truck, you with your wife, your children. Maybe your elderly parents are in the back. And also, let's say some of your siblings are there. And as you ride, you may just be thinking about the family you have with you. You got the family you was born into, the one with your parents and your siblings. And then you got that new family you created, which is your wife and your children. And how you sit at the throne of this family as one of the patriarchs of this family. And as a man, what I want you to know is that's what your responsibility is. Now, I'm not the higher power by no means. The higher power's mind works in a way that mine does not. But I know on that good judgment day, and this is just me using common sense and logic, that each man can only be held accountable for what was his responsibility and what was put on his plate, okay? So you know how also in the streets we use that terminology of, you got to eat what's on your plate or watch what's on your plate. Don't be too busy looking on what somebody else's plate. So in other words, what's your responsibility in life and what you're supposed to be accountable for in life, the results of the choices and decisions you've made in life, the consequences that come with that is yours, okay? And on Judgment Day, you will be asked about these things. Could you be asked about other things? Probably. But I know more than likely, and this is just me using my common sense and logic, we most certainly would be asked about the things that were on our own plate. So, all the things that you've been working hard for, Um, know that that's all your responsibility. And there are other men out here who are leading other households who made poor choices and poor decisions, and it put these households in a very, very compromised position, put them in a lot of unfavorable circumstance. And some of the people could be homeless from this, lacking resources, poor educated, lack knowledge, the family is torn apart, etc. But you have a lot of people out here that come from these quote unquote broken homes, all right? And maybe this is just a strict way that I think. Maybe I'm just developing into a much more intense aspect of my own manhood, but each man is responsible for his own household. So if you see a broken home out here, then the man that was leading that household or was supposed to lead that household, he failed those people. He failed everybody involved. And whatever circumstance and predicament they may be in, they do have to do what they need to, get themselves out of it and improve the condition of their own life. But overall, it was some other man's responsibility, okay? So for some of you brothers out there, for example, who maybe you have a friend or maybe a girlfriend or someone that's associated with you in some way. And let's say this person, comes from a household where it was broken, where the patriarch of that family was not supportive. He didn't have a good relationship with the mother. And of course, that trickled down to the children. And you got a lot of people out here, when you meet them, they come from these broken homes and they'll have certain things like, poor communication skills. Maybe they get very, very defensive when you try to give them the advice, whatever it may be with them. But you all come across some of these people, and a lot of these people have baggage with them. They have a lot of trauma from these situations, and these people need a lot of work. We all need work. Nobody's perfect out here, but let's just be real. Some people need a little bit more work than others. And you brothers, you come across these type of people. Sometimes, like I say, you may come across them just through regular socializing and interaction. And some of it may be through the dating arena. But irregardless of how you meet these people, it's not your responsibility to mentally, emotionally, and spiritually rehabilitate these people, to financially rehabilitate these people. For example, a lot of these women out here who have made poor decisions in the man that they procreated with. And let's say the man that they procreated with, overall, he probably just wasn't a good choice. Maybe either the man's in prison now, or some other negative circumstance. And by default, of course, this is going to put the mother and those children in a hard time. And a lot of you all going to come across some of these situations where these women are quote unquote single mothers. And they need extra assistance because, of course, things are hard. But I'm here to tell you that it's not your responsibility to support those people. You can assist them if you want. That's up to you, your choice and decision. But remember what I said. I said it's not your responsibility. I didn't say that you're not being a good Samaritan. I didn't say that you don't have a good heart or a good spirit. I didn't say that you don't mind helping people. I didn't say that you're not a caring person. I say that it's not your responsibility. That's something totally different. Because I'm at a stage in my life where I'm only concerned with what responsibilities I have. What am I going to be held accountable for a much higher power? Okay? So when it comes to the court systems, whether it's the federal court or whether it's the state courts you're dealing with, these people deal with you based on what you are responsible for. I've been involved in plenty of situations where it was group criminal activity. But nevertheless, they all get you for the individual responsibility that you play in this. So the same way that the court system is down here is the same way that the spiritual court system is. The higher power can only hold you responsible for something that was of you. So as I said, so these other failed, broken households, why would I be asked about some other man's broken household when it had nothing to do with me? I wasn't there when he chose the woman he procreated with, etc. So that was another man's project, okay? And he left it incomplete. And that's his responsibility. And everybody that was under his leadership, yes, they will suffer from it. Is it messed up? Yes. Is it cool? No. But I can tell you this. In life as a man, especially when you get your shit fully together, and even when you on the road of getting it all the way together, Because I said in that last tape, you only got a limited amount of time, attention, and energy and resources. Okay? And the family you were born into and the family you want to create, those people you really love and care about that are already going to be your responsibility, that you are going to have to be accountable for, they're going to require a lot of time, attention, energy, and resources. And that's okay, because the time, attention, energy, and resources that you have is meant to be distributed towards those people. And by you meeting your objective and your intention on what it is you were put here for in life, by you doing that, you'll be able to bless the world, and the world will be able to receive, through that. So in other words, everybody gets to eat when you take care of your responsibility. But I can tell you this for certain: for a lot of these men that have failed their households, they didn't reach their full maturation of manhood. Whatever their objective was here in life, they didn't meet it. Whatever skills, gifts, and talents they were given, they never really used them, and they didn't come into fruition. Those people actually did the earth and the world a great disservice, because it was something that they were good at, but they never cultivated the skill to where it could be distributed not only to their friends and families, but to the greater world itself. So those people actually did creation a disservice. So by them doing that disservice, there's a whole other phenomena that they have to deal with because of that. All right. But you being one of these good brothers out here that you made the right decisions in life. You didn't procreate with the wrong woman. You didn't procreate too early. You got educated at the right time. You maybe went and did your entrepreneurship. You made these tough, hard decisions. You stayed down to come up. Some of them nights where you was alone, maybe you wanted some companionship and wanted to socialize, whether it was hanging out with the guys at the bar, or maybe you wanted you a girlfriend, whatever it was, but you stayed down, you stayed focused. You mean to tell me you guys went through all that stuff, and now you finally where you supposed to be at in life? You finally got all the things that you've worked hard for, and now you just blindly giving this stuff out to the wrong place? Just because you got this so-called bleeding heart, you can choose to do that. But understand that there is no such thing as so-called good karma. There is no such thing as no good karma. So that whole idea and concept of you thinking that you was driving down the street and you saw some random homeless person, this random homeless man, he looked like he was hungry, and you went and gave him $20, and you drove off actually thinking now that the higher power and creation is going to now bless you and reward you for that deed. I'm here to tell you that that's not about to go down like that, buddy. It's not. Because at the end of the day, who's to say that that man was somebody who made poor choices and broke up and destroyed a household that he initially created and ruined people's lives? That man could have a son somewhere in prison. He could have an ex-wife at the crazy house at the psychiatric ward. And his daughter right now could be a prostitute somewhere with HIV. But you fucking giving him $20 like you think that shit doing something. No, that's just your ego. That's the Luciferian aspect of life. So no, there is no such thing as no good karma. Okay? I'm not saying that doing good deeds isn't, a positive act. So we don't want to misconstrue and confuse it with that. But I'm talking about these egotistical Luciferian false deeds that we do. This fake being nice shit and all that type of stuff. When we got our own responsibilities and stuff on our own plate, and we won't take care of that. So these situations where you got these guys out here, for example, and they may be dealing with some bitch, and really you only want to smash, and she's a single mother, right? So you hanging out with the little child like you really like the child, but you really don't. You just want to get on the good side of the woman so you can smash. But you may have your own children, you may have your own children that you never even see and hang out with. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the woman you had your children with, she's a good woman, but maybe you doing her dirty or something like that. But you giving your time, attention, energy, and resources to this other woman. You see? Do you really think that in the end something good is going to come out of that? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But based on my common sense and logic, I don't think so. One way or another, some fugazi going to come up out of that. So the dark face of the handsome prince, a lot of the time, it's going to be you telling people no. It's going to be you winning in life and seeing other people losing in life, it's gonna be everything going perfect for you, but around you it's a storm. For example, and salute, shout out to my father for this. But when I was a youth and I was getting into a lot of, trouble, my father steered me in the right direction and told me to start reading Psalms 37. All right. That's Psalms 37. All right. In the Bible, Psalms 37. And one of the things, it's a lot in there that stands out. And it's very particular to my life and my father's life, but it also talks about in there how there will be certain times where the righteous will be blessed and they will be in abundance and they will be joyful and happy. But around them, it'll be a lot of chaos and other people will be losing and a lot of negativity and evil will be coming upon them. So you got that seesaw effect where somebody's going up and somebody else is going down. Okay? So understand that is real. And the dark face of the handsome prince is no. So when you in that, so I'm telling you brothers right now, whether you 14 years old and you're going to be this guy one day, whether you're 24 years old and you're going to be that guy one day, whether you're 34 years old and you're going to be that guy one day, whether you're 44 years old and you're going to be that guy one day. You brothers, when y'all in that smoke gray Lamborghini truck and y'all in there with your family, the one you was born into, your parents, your siblings, whoever is the remnant of that, and you still love and care for them and they around, and then your new family, the woman you've chosen to procreate with and the children, when y'all in the car happy because y'all about to go to your local football game or baseball game or whatever it is y'all about to do, or go on vacation, go eat at some fancy restaurant because of all the money you just put in, while y'all in the car happy and smiling and joyful about that, but you seeing people homeless outside on the street, you seeing folks down bad and all that type of stuff, digging in trash cans and all that. I ain't saying you got to be like Ebenezer Scrooge and laugh at them, but also don't feel like you should have success guilt and feel like you need to help those people, because that's not your responsibility. Okay? So I just wanted to make this tape, man, and y'all think deeply on this. Stay tuned. I'm out.